I think it's like embarrassing them to the point where they become a meme. I'm not sure, but people use it as a verb like that. Yeah. About to meme somebody. Oh, let me announce on Twitter. Hey everybody, what's up? We're getting started. Close to on time. Feeling relatively refreshed. Got some sleep. We are in promos for Platinum 1. Oh, let me update status here. So we will not be dodging these first two games. Actually, we will wait for those promos because we got jungle. I kind of like playing Nunu jungle, but at the same time, jungle is probably one of the least picked roles. I would venture to guess it is the second least picked role next to support. I don't know for sure. I'd have to look. I'd say mid is probably the most popular. Actually, AD carry is probably not that popular either. I don't know. I don't know when it's picked. Least picked is almost certainly going to be, I guess, was banned Vlad. Least picked is almost certainly going to be support, right? Obviously, most picked probably mid, so we know those two. The other ones, I don't know. I feel like top just because it's a solo lane. Okay, somebody dodged. We'll wait a second. I feel like top just because it's a solo lane is probably really popular. But I think that, like, I think AD carry for a while was probably second least popular, but now that it's becoming good again, people might be playing it again. I think probably support and AD carry, because those are the two that are thought to be least, you have the least power to carry. That's what a lot of, like, YouTube propaganda says. Because it's a duo lane. So I would say those two are the least popular. And so the question then becomes, well, is jungle more popular or is top more popular? I still think top. I think it'd probably be mid top then jungle, but either way, I guess jungle is one of the top 3 most popular, I would say. So I'm just thinking, like, well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter as much. I used to pick mid as my secondary because I would be least likely to get that auto-filled, but now that the auto-fill doesn't matter as much because you just play your off-roll because of positional ranking, which is great, then it's probably okay. Hey, what's up? Playing off-roll does not count as promo, no. Hey, what's up, Fight Nico? No. Sorry, that was, we're in promo for support, and jungle we are plat 4, I think. Well, that's what I think the narrative is, Dark Knight. I'm not sure if that's entirely true. I think the highest win rate champion right now in general is Sona. But, I mean, let me see. Yeah. Right now, it's, I mean, jungle does have some, as far as like just raw win rate, Sona's dropped down a little bit this patch. In terms of raw win rate though, it's Jinx, Sona are the 2 highest win rate champs. My Jinx recommendation is a Grand Slam, if I do say so myself. If you watched my 80 carry tier list video, I said Jinx was, I had her up at like number 2, potentially number 1. On this patch for solo queue. I was calling her way before anybody else off of those changes. Had a whole like 30-minute section or something on her. Okay, I'm gonna ban Ezreal then if he wants to play Vlad.
Hey, you lost.
That's obviously for solo queue, not competitive, but or like challenger play, but just for everyday solo queue, you know, platinum and lower, it's Alright, let's stick with old Nami here. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. I said I'm gonna stick with Nami. My wife said, did I say I was gonna tickle Nami? She might like to be tickled, maybe. I don't know. She's not that silly. What's that noise? Okay. Was she Elmoing today? Eh. If you're wondering what's up with Nami, that's what's up with Nami. Is like this week I've got a 71% win rate on her. It's like Nami and Sona. First week I was doing a lot of Sona, and then people weren't picking tanks as much, not as many teamfight comps, and Nami's just better at skirmishes. But I still think that Sona is very good. I've just played Nami a lot also, so that helps. Always a little wary of old Caitlyn, but, you know. Oh, top lane Heimer. You really want to pick Nasus into Heimer? Cogmaw, Caitlyn. I guess we'll stick with Ignite just because I'm not going to be able to get close enough to like Cogmaw to exhaust him late game, most likely. Maybe should have switched over to Magic Resist instead of AD because they're very heavy magic damage. Is Sona or Nami better? They're very close. Very, very close. I think for most people, Sona's probably better. I think as you go up higher in Elo, you know, when you're higher gold or into platinum and low diamond, I think that Nami's better. But I will still pick Sona sometimes. When you pick Exhaust, okay, so if they have a champion, first of all, it's going to come down to kill threat. How likely are you able to kill them in the laning phase? If you can kill them in the laning phase, if you have decent potential, then Ignite's going to be better. The short answer is Ignite most of the time on most supports. But if you don't have a lot of kill threat on them and you foresee they're going to have like a really relatively short range hyper carry that could get fed, then Exhaust. So like if they have a Master Yi, like for instance, if you if I was running Nami and we had Ezreal on our team and the enemy team was something like Zyra Draven, all right, there's no way we're killing them in lane, most likely. So Ignite's not going to be that useful there. And if they had a hyper-scaling champ like a Master Yi on their team, Exhaust would look a lot better. In addition to Draven, who's a relatively short-range AD carry. So having Exhaust for Draven or Master Yi would be good. But, you know, if we had the Draven, if it was Draven Nami and they had, you know, like Ezreal... I guess, yeah, if they had like Ezreal, Soraka or something, we'd have kill threat, so I'd take Ignite. So there's not like a very specific formula, but as with most things in League. But in general, it's how much kill threat do you have, how likely is it they have a short-ranged, hyper-scaling threat. Breaking out the mid-Predator Garen, hey man. I didn't believe it, but it worked. You know what, I'm not the gospel. It worked. But I will say that was a team effort, that game. He made that happen, but every single person on our team crushed every single person on their team. So, sort of. Yeah, another option, Kappa, is Barrier. If you have like a hyper-scaling healing support. So if you have like Soraka or Sona, I think Barrier is a decent third option in some circumstances. Okay, guys, flash.
Minions have spawned.
We didn't have that much CC. I guess he's really scared of my bubbles. I don't know. I think he can farm those turrets, maybe. He can get stacks off the turrets. I'm not sure. He can kind of heal through. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of a weird pickup against Dinger.
People and their air.
Yeah. Barriers to stay alive. There's several reasons for barrier. I would say watch my support tier list video from this patch. I explained barrier for like 5 or 10 minutes. I have it timestamped in there. What it basically comes down to is it protects you from more damage in the early game. It protects you against true damage and multi-damage targets. Exhaust doesn't prevent true damage like Ignite or other true damage sources like Conquer. It's on a shorter cooldown, and it scales with plus healing and shielding, and it scales with your armor and magic resist. So it obviously can't protect your allies, but if you're playing something like Sona or Soraka specifically, your best asset to your allies is not to die. Because if you stay alive, you can probably heal them through most things. Got his cleanse. My girl right there, she's got overheal and fleet footwork. Lulu Cog is obnoxious though. Especially on their team, if he gets a wit's end. They have a lot of magic damage. Could be pretty decent. He is going to outscale Caitlyn. Alright, we are winning in CS. He took a Cole. What a weasel. No! He missed it.
Sure as the tides. We are all tied.
Didn't have enough mana to flash WM or I could have killed him.
People in the air. Feet are strange.
Why is Cosmo and Mirror Mana not a thing? It takes too long to charge, and it's just not powerful enough. It just takes way too long. Most tier champions are bad because they take too long. They're like most people that could run tier. Like, they're just special circumstances. He can't spam his R. Like, he can, but his R starts costing too much mana, really, to spam it.
Swim against the current.
You just want to get to Blather and Kane Gensu's as fast as possible on Kog'Maw. Corki is someone, if like there was an 80 carry that could use mirror mana that used to, that like where it maybe could make sense, like Corki, but it still takes too long. If they don't have special synergy with all of that mana, it's just really tough. If Corki's rockets applied on hit effects and weren't like if they took away the AoE on them and if they applied on hit, that would make Corki a lot better. I mean, obviously, but it's one of Corki's big problems. Why Ezreal's stronger than him is because his Q applies on hit. So it applies things like mirror mana, whereas Corki's rockets do not.
An enemy has been slain.
I need this experience, though. Tiny's still around. He's just working a lot more. That reminds me, I need to review his, he sent me a document to review. He's got a new job or something where he can't... He was around the other night. I think it was a weekend. What kind of dragon was that? Mountain. It's not great for us, but... Oh, yeah, my wife wanted me to tell y'all there's a thunderstorm outside, so it's possible we lose power at some point. We'll see, but if the stream disappears and doesn't come back, that's what happens. So, sorry, I can't control the weather. Well, Corki's had some time. He's just difficult to balance because he's weird. He needs a rework. We're already getting outscaled. Caitlyn, like, you have to slam the lane as Caitlyn. Like, being up 10 CS is not enough. You know, you have to be up like 20 CS and take their tower. We don't even have a single plate yet. This is why I don't like Caitlyn. Last night we did have a good Caitlyn, but part of that was because I mean, it was really the Jarvan was the all-star. We do have a lot of other ways to scale, but like... Yeah, we do need to start taking some of these plates. Mid is missing. Okay, nice. Now we're going to catch it on these plates. So yeah, it's those ganks, it's that jungle pressure that allows the Caitlyn to start taking towers really quickly, which is nice. Well, he did a good job of dodging my bubble. Udyr's pretty fast. Now they're going to get a ton of plates. I guess we should have watched the timer. Yeah, I just was not expecting Udyr to be able to run all over us like that. Wow. This is so clowny. All right. Well, I just had to use flash. Yeah, I gotta get boots. I gotta get boots.
An ally has been
Really awkward
slain.
buy. Maybe I should have maybe completed one of the AP items instead of the Fiend's item. Well, you just got a couple of good kills off of that. I can't believe it. Looks like they're not going to do anything with Morgana. That's what the word on the street is, as far as like updated abilities and stuff. Oh, my bad. I forgot about the Kog'Maw passive.
Turret plating will soon fall. An ally has been slain.
Oh, Vlad got cut off.
Swim against the current.
Dude.
I'm healing my
They're all kind of injured. Damn it. No, it's not like it definitely we won this game. Not even close. They have 2 dragons and they have a Lulu Kog'Maw. I mean, I think the game's about even right now. He loses his game. Guys, like, team, come help when he, like, won't come help us with Dragon.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
No, healer supports are fine. Like, healer supports are some of the best in solo queue right now. I don't think that enchanters really need a buff. I mean, they're finesse champions to an extent. Like, you're supposed to die if you get caught. That's how they're balanced, because they scale so hard. Caitlyn, top's not down. We're just giving him free tower.
turret has been destroyed. Double kill. An ally has been slain.
It's a terrible macro. Really bad macro call there. So they're gonna get 2 towers because of that. Kate, he has a Spirit Visage too. I mean, it's kind of too late now.
Swing against the current.
People just think automatically you get the first tower, you rotate top. It's like, that's actually incorrect a lot of the time. I've done several videos about it. Because you're not doing anything with the opening you just created down there with the bot tower. And a lot of times people just give the other tower freely to bot. So it's like bare minimum, you're like negating your advantage, and it could actually be bad depending on the matchup top lane. Because his tower wasn't down yet, and he built specifically against Heimerdinger for lane. But we might be able to win off of Yi anyways. Okay, well, Yi's just overpowered if he gets items, so we can probably still win. How many stacks does Nasus have? Almost 400, yeah, that's pretty good.
Quit flopping around.
Why would you do that? Like, Lulu is right there. I need to get a, probably get mobility boots.
An enemy has been slain.
Sure as the tower.
But they got Dragon off that, or they got Baron off of that. It's like, dude, Lulu is sitting right there. She stuffs you so hard if you don't have a Quicksilver Sash. Like, all she has to do is press R on Cogmaul. You're not going to pull him up instantly. Then she just W's, and you're stunned for 2.5 seconds, basically. mean, the only reason Yi was able to run down and get a lot of those kills earlier is because Kog'Maw was already dead. Because Lulu wasn't next to Kog'Maw when Kog'Maw originally died. No, guys.
Enemy rampage.
Let them go. They're dead. Just try to push the side lane out. Vlad, push.
Enemy double kill.
Alright, well. It's like they have Baron. Why would you be pushed up that far without vision? And then Dinger's pushing bottom. Okay, well, they keep splitting up and they're letting Yi pick them apart. Yeah, but you're baiting people, Caitlyn. Like, with these terrible macro calls. It's like, yeah, they shouldn't follow you, but you shouldn't be doing plays counting on your team not to follow you. Hey, guys, I'm going to make this really bad macro, and, you know, just don't follow me. I'm just going to suicide here. Oh, my God. Did he teleport up there? No, he just ran up there. What's up, Jake? But he's just so fast with Lulu, like...
Swim against the current.
Well, it's basically Kog'Maw versus Yi. Like, whoever gets the other team, like, isolated wins. Well, it's not just, it's Lulu is the real problem. Like, Kog'Maw plus Lulu is the issue. Like, if it was any other support, it wouldn't be as much of an issue. But, like, the Lulu and the Kog is the thing. And the fact that we just don't have very high, like, burst damage. Like, he does high sustained damage. He's getting pretty high on the burst. Forgot Death Stance is actually pretty good on Master Yi because it does apply to true damage now they changed it. So, I was wondering why he didn't get Blade of the Ruined King. Blade is very good on Yi, but maybe Death Stance makes more sense now. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. Wait, why are we running from Udyr? What? How did he get stunned by Anivia? Kog'Maw never touched him. He must have been stunned by Anivia or something, like... Who is Lol?
Sure as the tides.
Need Vlad up here for this. I don't have any things left. Vlad, stop golems. They do it so quickly. It's probably done in like 3 seconds. Okay. Yeah, just pressure lanes. I mean, we do it really quickly too.
Swim against the current.
Caitlyn, please. Okay, they're just gonna pressure middle. They see E tops. They know we can't fight them right now.
We are all tied to the ocean.
We're just gonna have to let that wave go, I think. Or what the? Vlad just like ints into him. That's probably the game. He dies before he pulls. He didn't get polymorph. He was like not with us. Like when he saw them pushing middle, he should have stopped immediately. That's gonna be it. We weren't doing that well early. We're getting bullied out by this Cog in lane. Like, doing well would have been up 20 CS and like 3 tower plates at 10 minutes. But that didn't happen. Caitlyn wasn't like pressuring him that hard in lane. And then late game Cog's just really tough to deal with. It was really like the huge thing was the Caitlyn just random like going top without looking at the itemization. Like Gnosis was building specifically against Heimerdinger with Spirit Visage, Mercury Treads. The towers weren't down yet. Like he wasn't going to be set for a long lane. We should have just pushed up bottom with Caitlyn and then rotated and like pushed mid and just kind of held out. Bruisers should be nerfed. They are getting nerfed next patch with Conquer. Like, I know that game is going to make Cog look OP to people, but it was very specific to their comp. Like, they had Lulu Cog, and we had virtually no CC for the Cogmaw. I was, like, our only CC on our team. And we had, like, low burst damage. So it's, like, virtually no burst damage, no CC, and, like, no real tank. I mean, we had Gnosis, but, like, no gap closers. Like, we had virtually no mobility, no CC. It was just really good. And we didn't have, like, it was just a perfect storm of bad team comp. Pretty much. We almost powered through just because Yi's extremely strong on few items, but that was because Yi kept catching people out when Lulu wasn't there. Echo's okay. He's kind of an odd duck. If you're good on Echo, you can make him work. But hey, thanks, Missing. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, so Lulu Cog can work, but it has to be under the right circumstances. And really, it's both of them combined. Like, they are a lot weaker individually. I mean, if you don't care about the meta, then you can't complain about people doing random things in ranked. I think it's got to be either or, as far as I understand it.
Hey, you lost. But I get it.
I didn't see what our LP was after that loss. No, Kate didn't play well. Was it this? Is it the same person? I mean, she wasn't terrible, but it's like, it's the pick, Caitlyn. Like, it takes a very specific approach to the game and a very specific mentality to succeed on Caitlyn. Jhin is similar, but Jhin can kind of get away, like... People just use Jin's abilities better than they use Caitlyn's abilities.
What masterpiece shall we play today?
I think my Nami is basically the same thing as Sona. I mean, I didn't use Professor for promotions because I'm not going to dodge, probably. If you dodge, it's it counts as a loss in your promos. Which, I heard King Styx, like in an older video, made an erroneous statement. He's usually on point, but he was saying that dodges count as hidden losses, like, all the time. It's like, that they hurt your MMR. It's like, no, they don't. There's so much, like, evidence out there that they don't. I've shown it time and time again on this stream. If I, like, dodge a lot of games, you end up getting more LP when you start winning again. Because your MMR stays the same, but the dodge goes lower. Or, but the LP goes lower. Is Kindred a good jungler? She's okay. The problem is she's very telegraphed where she's going to be and what she's going to do, and that's a liability as a jungler a lot of times. Because she has to go get her marks. Grasp Yorick? I guess in this matchup, because doing the extra damage to Tryndamere is not going to matter, and just having that survivability is more important.
Welcome to Summoner's
They just
Rift.
did nerf Cassio 2 or 3 times in a row. I think the game, and as far as roles, are relatively balanced.
30
Once they
seconds
nerf
until minions spawn.
Conquer a little bit, I think that'll help. I think Conquer users are still a little bit out of bounds. Some Aftershock users are kind of out of bounds. So I think they could nerf Conquer and Aftershock, but I think in general most roles are actually like about as good as they can get for solo queue in terms of balance. Like tank supports are always going to be a little bit weaker just because of they're up against like such high scaling enchanters and they're harder to execute. So some things are just like going to be tough to balance because of pro play versus solo queue. But in general, I think that most like classes of champions at least are like relatively balanced. I think 80 carries are doing pretty well these days. I think enchanters are pretty good. I think AP supports, you know, can still do all right in certain circumstances. I think tank supports can still be pretty good, especially at like pro level. They're still very good. But even in solo queue, you know, like if you're really good on, you know, Thresh, for example, he can be all right. I think the game is in a relatively balanced state right now. A pretty good state, I should say. Oh god, that boomerang. 50 damage. Take some damage, Jen, so I can heal you. Jin's like not taking any damage. Like he needs to trade so that my W actually gains value. There we go. Or Nami needs to hit Jin, something. Because me, like just healing myself with W is pretty bad as far as like efficiency goes. Look how much damage I'm doing to Nami all by myself. I don't think Jin has landed one. Oh, there it is. There's one auto attack on them. God, I hate going against Kha'Zix as an enchanter. It sucks. Kha'Zix is really bad. Like, if... Auto attack, Jin, auto attack. He just, like, walked right next to her with no autos. Really, really bad. Yeah, Lux, you knew he was there, didn't you? Because he just killed your jungler right next to you. He doesn't need to spam his abilities. Like, he needs to auto attack. Like, walk up and attack Nami in the face. Like, right there. Okay. I guess I made her blow all of her sums to go after me. I don't remember if she used her heal or not. But yeah, using, like, you should be using the grenades to try to wave clear and poke. Why are our junglers all just like pieces of trash today? Just constantly spamming, like screaming for the jungler to help them.
Ally has been slain.
Well, I thought he backed. Oh, he didn't back in a safe spot, so... Like, here's an idea. Play a mid laner that doesn't require full jungle attention. Play a lane dominant champion. I mean, Lux should, like, if you're actually good on Lux, you should be a lane dominant champion. What you should really do if you play Lux is pick Xerath in champion select instead of Lux. That's what you should really do. And get good on that champ. Is she literally running it down middle now, or I didn't see? Oh well. Hopefully we get back into promos tonight. We'll see. No, don't do Mirror Man, trust me. Just don't. On most champions. I know it seems like a cool item. It's really bad most of the time. On everybody except for Ezreal. Ezreal's a very special case. York's not even really winning top. I thought York was winning because he was pushing into Trendemir the whole time, but... Lux is not that great. Like, the issue, she's very immobile in 2019, and she's very skill shot reliant. Like, you have to hit your stun, you have to hit everything. And she's just extremely vulnerable. But this game in particular, this particular player is dying a lot to things she should know better. Like to telegraph, like, ganks from Kha'Zix. I mean, that is a tough matchup into Ahri, because Ahri couldn't just dodge everything she has, because Ahri's very mobile. And does really high burst damage. That's the thing, is it's like Lux, in like Season 1 Lux, when she was released, she's fine. Good champ. But, I guess, I mean, I never really saw her like be like that, but she was like, she made sense in Season 1. When you have champs like Ahri now, that basically also one-shot people, and have like really high mobility, Kha'Zix too fed. I mean, Kha'Zix is very good against enchanters. If he gets fed. If he doesn't, you can kind of deal with him, but... I don't know. I could have tried. Well, I mean, you can make a video if you want, Yi, but, I mean, it's not really a matter of seeing. It's a matter of, like, numbers. So, unfortunately, you know, like, not all items in League are created equal, you know, and not all champs are created equal either. I didn't see everything that you said, but I just saw, like, what was it, Muramana on Jin. You don't want to do that. You gotta, like, think of it like a budget, okay? You only have so much money in any game of League of Legends, right? So in an average game, you know, you can go back and look at how much gold you get in an average game. What is it, maybe 10,000 gold? Depending on how long the games last, maybe up to 10 to 15,000 gold in most games. For real. Why are we running away from her? The support's dead. Okay, well, this one's done. But think of it like you have a budget. You know, like that's all you get in the game is 15,000 gold or whatever. You have to think, how do I want to spend that money? Because there's a limited amount of money. There are not unlimited funds, you know, in League of Legends. That's right, one.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Huh.
An enemy is unstoppable.
But yeah, like you have a budget, so you have to think, with my champion, which types of items am I going to get the most value for that? Because certain champions, like, certain stats that are budgeted in certain ways are more effective on certain champions. So Jhin, for example, Critical Strike is particularly effective on Jhin. You get lots of extra effective power with Critical Strike on Jhin, you know, over time, right? But what I'm getting at is if you're budgeting something for, like, mana, for example, is a notoriously weak stat on many champions. Like having a bunch of flat mana. Like to a certain extent on like mages, but if you can just like more efficiently use your mana and then use that budget money that you have to buy something more powerful like Critical Strike or AD, that's ultimately going to be a lot better.
Enemy killing spree. Shut down.
I had someone in comments earlier today tell me he was convinced that like Soraka top was an amazing pick, and like some items he suggested that, you know, I should look at or recommend were like Gunblade on Soraka. And it's like, that's not how she works, man. It's way too expensive. It's way over budget. It sounds good. It's like, wow, it's got AD and AP, and you get all this extra healing. That's awesome. It's like, yeah, but it also costs like 3,600 gold. Or like Lich Bane on Sona. It's like 3,200 gold. It's like, yeah, but, you know, Ardent Censor's 2,300. Like Athene's Unholy Grail is 2,100. Yeah, I agree. His abilities are good, man, but like you need to have Critical Strike. I'm dead. Kha'Zix is just like unstoppable against his team when he gets. No, it wasn't Schulte. Kha'Zix is like unstoppable when he gets this fed. I can't be anywhere as Sona. I should have maybe just picked Rakan. I need to just like pick Rakan into Kha'Zix probably. Even though Rakan's not that great right now. Kha'Zix just like, he almost forces you off of... He should force me off of Sona. He's still pretty good against Nami, too. I think I could play like a Taric or something, or a Nautilus maybe, but... Yeah. Taric was nerfed a while ago. Yeah. No, not. I was talking about Sona with Lichbane as an example of an item that seems like it would be very good and is actually pretty good on a champion, but because of its cost efficiency is not that good on it. Like, if you have infinite money, if you're just like, you know, theory crafting, what could I do at 6 items? It's like, yeah, Lichbane would be good on Sona, but you could get Lichbane, Death Cap, all this good stuff, but you're not going to have that much money. Is the main thing. Or if you do, like, at some point, it's going to be, like, your curve is going to take too long. Like, you want to be able to get items at a reasonable, like, level, too, you know? Like, there's certain windows and timings and power spikes that you need to have. So, like, you gotta have something that can answer... Oh my god, for real? No way. She suicides me, right? I should have buried fast enough. I thought she might try to wave me, but she ignited faster than I thought. That's fine. I'm just saying, man, that, like, budget matters. And that's why, like, Muramana, yes, it sounds like a good item. It sounds like it would be cool on someone like Jhin, but you're giving up something else, is what I'm getting at. If you're getting Muramana, you're not getting Infinity Edge. You're not getting, you know, Rapid Fire Cannon and Phantom Dancer. There's a trade-off. It's not free. It's not like you just get it in a vacuum. You have to get it instead of something else. Yeah, Lulu may have been a good option. Lulu's not that great with Jhin, though. He doesn't really use her attack speed that well, although he would like the movement speed, I guess. So I'm not trying to, like, say that there can't be innovative or interesting builds. Of course there can be, but there are certain, you know, considerations with that. And I'm just trying to be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be like a dream crusher or anything like that. I just want people to win, you know? I mean, it's totally possible I'm wrong about that. Maybe he could make way better use of that mana, get a massive advantage in lane. I just feel like you're going to be too far behind on the build with that. Usually I wouldn't ult the Sona like that, but we just need anything we can get right now. Run over. Man, I miss Rakan. Rakan was so good against these, like, aggressive junglers. What exactly is tenacity? Tenacity reduces the length of crowd control on you by the percentage of the tenacity. So if you have, like, whatever Mercury treads are these days, are they still 25? Are they 35? They're 25. 30. Yeah, 30%. So that means that if someone were to CC you for 1 second, they would only CC you for 0.7 seconds. So it just reduces the duration of crowd control effects on you. I think that includes... Actually, it looks like it does not include... blanking out on the name, Malzahar, suppression. I thought it reduced suppression, but maybe it doesn't. But most CC anyways. Well, the thing about Lulu, though, I mean, you can use her polymorph on someone like Kha'Zix, though, so it's probably a better idea to polymorph than to buff the AD carry anyways, so... Yeah, Lulu maybe could have been alright. It's all good. It happens. We had a really good win streak yesterday. We gotta wait a second though, so we don't get that 80 carry on our team again. I mean, it's not. He's not like awful, but he just does not apply any pressure in the lane whatsoever. The game would have been hard because of the Lux, even if Jhin was on point. Yorick was doing all right top lane. It's like the Kha'Zix got so fed though, and with our team comp, it was just gonna be really hard to deal with Kha'Zix. Because once again, like the previous game, limited tanks, limited CC. And that just creates a lot of liabilities. How are promos going? Well, we just lost them. So hopefully we can get back in them. Tenacity may not work on knockups. That's a good call. Okay, so we're only losing 15 LP, so we could get back there in 2 games, even if we have a dodge. But most CC. We'll see, Edmund. I know you love Soraka, man. Okay. We'll see it if it's possible. I really need to get these promos, though, man. I really need to try to get back in there. Red Plate Jhin is pretty overpowered. Maybe in this era of crit, maybe they could have done it. But, I mean, he was getting, like... Some of those builds, he was getting, like, 800 AD. I mean... It's not okay. And running like 600 move speed off of like crits. Yeah, I mean that's right, dedicated to an extent. It's like you need to carefully consider like whether you should buy scaling or whether you should get immediate power, because if you're trying to scale too hard and you don't lose MMR. Well, hold on. Let me finish my thought.
You don't have the heart.
But yeah, so sometimes you need immediate power. So, you know, like a classic example of this is in lane. If the enemy 80 carry gets a BF sword and you're Ezreal and you get a tier and you come back to lane, you're going to be a lot weaker. You have to do that on Ezreal, but that's like... they're going to have a lot of power over you at that point. So, you know, you don't want to opt into stuff like that if you don't have to in your build. LP doesn't equal MMR. There are lots of times, and you guys see this, there are lots of times where your MMR can be disjointed from your LP. Have you ever been, like, losing some games and you'll lose, like, 22, and then you win a game and you're winning, like, 15? Like, it's not symmetrical. If LP was MMR, then you would gain the same thing every single time. Pretty much. Or really close to the same thing. In a match-made game. But it can become disjointed. So if you win 2 games in your promos, you didn't gain any LP for that.
What the tide will bring.
You know, you're still going to start at 0 LP, whether you won 1 game, whether you lost a game in your promos, or... won both games with no loss in your promos, you're still going to start off at 0 LP in the next bracket. And so that win carries over to improve your MMR, but it doesn't improve your LP. And the same is true if you're at 0 LP and you lose a couple of games, but you don't get demoted. Your MMR is going down, even though you didn't actually lose LP. So... I'm gonna dodge this. That dude doesn't play LeBlanc, right? No, he's auto-filled. First time LeBlanc. I dodged it 2 seconds. So that's the... I mean, I have a whole video on this. I could link you, and you could see, like, how this works. But basically, there are points where your MMR gets disjointed from your LP because of the promotion system, the promotion and demotion system. So they don't want to demote you immediately at 0 LP, and you don't get promoted immediately at 100 LP either. But you can see this, you know, in your game. Sometimes you'll win more LP than you lose. Or you'll lose more than you win. I would definitely get tier first most of the time on Ezreal. If you think you're definitely going to get a kill off of your Sheen, then you can get Sheen first. But tier, like, you're going to put yourself behind, like, you know, 4 minutes on your tier if you don't get it first back. 'Cause you're not going to get another back for a little bit. You do preserve MMR if you dodge your promos. You get the loss. You get the hidden loss in your promos, but you do preserve some MMR. So, like, that can potentially be a good thing. But usually, like, you don't really want to dodge your promos unless it's, like, almost certain you're going to lose. I'm a bad player then. Alright, let's see if we can find some other bad players here. Oh, look at this crappy player, Reckless. Who is this piece of trash? He rushed tier. Why didn't he get Sheen first? Get that. Who is this dude? Who is this nobody? Hold on. Imp did get Sheen first. So, you know, if you are going to smash your lane, like I said, you could get it. But a lot of times, you do need to get tier first. If you're not going to completely crush him. So he's crushing them. But there are definitely times where you want to be getting tier first. Some of it depends on how much gold you have back also. You know, if you only have 850 on your back. Okay, see you, dude. It's okay to debate a build, but if you're going to repeatedly be disrespectful, you know, we don't need you here. Hey, what's up, Maverick? I mean, like I said, it's fine to, you know, have a decent debate, but you don't have to have, like, personal insults and things like that. We don't abide by heckling for very long. So, didn't ban him because he disagreed. I banned him because he's being disrespectful. I have no idea who he is. Sometimes I have a bit of a longer leash with people that have been around for a while. You know, if they're just having a bad day or something, but they're just a random person I've never seen before. I'm not like the second and third thing they say. No, Kale is not going to be a support. She needs to have levels to get her true power. No, I haven't played Civ 6 now. Favorite horror movie? I don't watch a ton of horror movies. Maybe Aliens, growing up, the second one. Maybe The Thing. Blair Witch Project was pretty good when it came out. It's probably still pretty solid. Like, that was just the ability for them to do that. I think didn't they do that on like $5,000 or something? It was like a student's like film project or something. Yeah, I really wished, yeah, it's kind of old school. But I really don't watch horror movies that much. I used to when I was a kid, actually. I watched a lot of horror movies. I used to just watch like Critters and Tremors and like some of these like old like 80s and 90s horror movies. And I was like 8, 10, something like that. It's pretty good. I haven't seen the new It. I heard it was really good. I was going to go see it with my friend. That's one that like I kind of did want to go see just because I read the book back in the day and I watched the old 90s film. It, to me, is not like super scary. Like, it was just cool to kind of see what's going on. How long I've been playing Total War Warhammer? Basically on release. There have been like some stretches where I haven't played that much, but I pretty consistently play since release. Well, yeah, I'm just saying at the time, it was just so innovative. Like, kind of it sort of created the shaky camera genre, or like the gritty, realist, sort of horror movie. I really, if you count things like Silence of the Lambs, if you count that as a horror movie, I really like Silence of the Lambs and the second one. I think it was Hannibal. I really like those a lot, but I consider that more of a drama than something it's probably classified as horror, but I consider it more of a drama. But I like those. I really liked Hannibal growing up a lot. Anthony Hopkins is just like, he was made for that role. Yeah, I'm switching over to jungle. I mean, my second role was very fluid. I'm just trying out jungle fairly recently. Who banned Soraka? I don't know. Someone who doesn't know how to buy Executioner's Calling. I don't know. Soraka's like, she's okay right now. You do have to kind of have a specific strategy to deal with her. Gremlins. Wait. The bear went. Oh, that's funny, Dedicated. I think they recently did a rework of Blair Witch, which I've heard was really bad. I'm talking like the original one. But Finesse Greg. Okay, he actually does play Azir a lot. I was like, if you see Azir, dude better play a lot of Azir. Yee.
Let's dance.
Pet Cemetery was pretty good too. I'm thinking like Stephen King stuff, but like the books are always better with King. But I'd say if we're counting the Silence of the Lambs series, the third one is awful, but like the first two were very good as far as drama goes. Go for exhaust here. Because of the Yi. I guess we'll play it. Nice. Congrats, Opie. Wait, what happened? Okay. Picked Rakan. I wanted something like not a squishy enchanter against Yi. Yeah, I was just mentioning the thing. I never watched the stuff in its entirely, but lately I've been watching like some YouTube clips for it. It's just kind of freaky and weird. But yeah, in general, the thing's a classic though. Hey, what's up, Sage? I would probably only pick him as a counter pick right now. For me, if it's like, if the jungler has something that like deals a ton of damage. Like, Yi is kind of a special case. Yi is really annoying because he can dodge a lot of skill shots. So he can dodge things like, you know, Nami's bubble or Nami's wave or like a Sona ult. And that's part of what makes him so frustrating to play against as an enchanter with his Alpha Strike. But he can't really dodge Rakan's ult, you know, and you can shield people with Rakan, and Rakan can build armor, so Rakan doesn't get instantly vaporized by him. That's right. Yeah, I'm much more of a, I really don't even watch that many movies these days. I don't watch that much TV either. But usually if it's a good Marvel movie, I'll go watch it. I'll go watch like the big like action movies or watch old comedies. Takes a lot to get me to go out and pay to go to a theater. Stuff with armor is usually, I mean, Yi does get a lot of true damage, but
they will see my dance. Then they will know magic's joy.
I mean, tanks, you know, like Nautilus. Just have to be careful with your CC and don't let him dodge it with Alpha Strike. But things like Nautilus, Taric, in theory, can be very good against Yi. But I don't know. Maybe I should be picking Taric in a Yi. We don't really have like. We have an okay team fight comp.
Kind danced upon the mountains like flames.
Okay, so I wouldn't fully max Q on Rakan, but the main reason that I've come up with, and I've gone back and forth on this a lot, is that he doesn't have the mana to use his other abilities effectively in the laning phase. His Q is always 60 mana. It does give you a heal, and it gives you some poke, but I agree it's bad outside of the lane, so I don't like maxing it, but I would get 3 points in it and then switch over to either shield or W. Lately, I've been liking the shield more. Fucking hell.
Enemy double kill.
Jesus. Well. This might be a triple kill. Enemy triple kill with red buff.
Killing spree.
Well. Yeah.
I'm offended by how little attention I give.
Slain. An enemy has been slain.
Oh, he's pinging Nami's exhaust.
Only as wild as
It's like, yeah, she has exhaust, dude. I don't know. I thought he was pinging my exhaust. I mean, we can still come back. Like, Azir can... We have the potential to carry. Yeah, we're obviously going to get obliterated here.
I can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
I should have dodged that bubble. Or flashed it.
It's magic that's wild. I'm just here for the party.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay. Well, we're getting back in there. We just gotta, like, not die anymore. No, don't fight him, dude. He has a BF sword, man. We can't fight. He's got red buff, he's up a level, and he has a BF sword. Like, why is she turning around auto-attacking him? Run.
But you too.
Well, I didn't think it was gonna hit me. I mean, it's all well and good to say you should have done something, but like in a moment to like make that judgment call and have the mechanics to do it is different. Yeah, I mean, if you want to donate for it, Juan.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water and air.
Yeah, I have a whole video on dodging. Just look on my channel, Complete Guide to Dodging. Under the topical guide section. There's not an exact science to it. You have to make judgment calls. But yeah, I talk about sort of 3 different theories for dodging. You can think about strong champion theory, winning lane theory, and experience theory. It's usually some combination of that. But yeah, half of the video is explaining like why people should dodge more, basically, and like working at the math behind it. I explain the difference between LP and MMR, how that whole system works. And then half of it is sort of going through different reasons why you might want to consider dodging. But it's guidelines, but you have to think about the big picture. So sometimes even if you have like some weaker lanes, if people, for example, if people have a lot of experience, people have a lot of experience on those champs and you have really nice scaling and a really good like cohesive comp overall, it might still be worth it. He's gonna pop 6 here soon.
I will make them dance.
Yeah, if it's a $20 donation, I'll do Fiddle and Ranked. For 10, I'll do it in normal. If you don't want me to pull in other people for it, you know, then, you know, I can respect that too. If it's a normal. But yeah, what I've done is like 20 for a ranked and then 10 for a normal. Is what I was kind of what I worked out with Ed a few days ago with Soraka. I think that's fair. For something that is like, once again, like kind of remotely in my wheelhouse. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh, he does so much damage. I really, really need armor right now.
Gotta get myself hyped. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo!
An enemy is unstoppable.
Totally forgot why I'm here.
Oh, what? And we gotta stop feeding down here. Yeah, I know he has a BF, and I don't have any armor yet.
I hear the music.
Shut down.
Oh, well, yeah, there's no way she's gonna be able to trade, but I thought you were saying, why did I get caught off guard? I don't know. It's that crit shot plus plus Q is rough.
Magic is supposed to be scary.
Yeah.
Love is supposed to hurt. Ecstasy?
Yeah. If it's not, ask me about it before you donate. But yeah, I'll play it in ranked for 20 bucks if it's something that's like, you know, something that I think I have at least a 40% chance to win with.
Collecting stuff. It's about seeing stuff.
Is Randuin's good against Jhin? Not as a support, because you're not going to be able to afford it. Kind of like what I talked about earlier with budgets. It's just too expensive. But like on a proper tank, yeah, it's good. Against crit. But you're not going to be able to afford it. Okay, thanks, Juan.
You drive a heavy barging, but I respect that beard.
I mean, I can do it for 10 in normal.
Doesn't disappoint tongue.
But yeah, for ranked, just because like there's a higher than normal chance I'm gonna lose, most likely if it's something that I don't pick a lot.
I'm gonna burn this place down. Then help them build it
I think that's reasonable.
burn it again.
An enemy has been slain.
Does Windwall stop Lux ult? No.
An ally
There's
has
something
been
special
slain.
about the way Lux's ult is coded to where it's not a projectile. I'm like 99% sure.
I don't need anything right now.
Nami looked like she was in a hurry to go somewhere. I don't know where she went, but... 13 for flex.
I trust my
Okay, I can do a flex Q game for 13. Is Lulu good in plat? It depends on the situation. I think she's a niche pick. With Kog'Maw, yes. Okay, I guess I should have stayed in there longer. I didn't think we were gonna be able to get him, but we could have got him if I put my head down and stayed in longer. Nah, not Shin. Not Shin for 20 in ranked.
Should I be running? Yeah, I should probably be running.
I maybe should have gotten boots, but I just want as much armor as I can get here. Yes, the no farm strategy doesn't work anymore because they changed how Spell Thieves works. Damn it, this Yi's just getting to run around and do whatever he wants to. We're getting murdered so hard.
Yep, if I'm gonna see the human world, I need to start. I've been kicked around since I was born. It's all right.
I guess Yasuo's wall.
Staying alive. I don't do safe.
I mean, the Spell Thieves doesn't matter. It actually gives you more gold in like 99% of cases. Vel'Koz for 20. Yeah, I do Vel'Koz for 20.
The humans will never understand our kind until they hear the song. strong to get back to the action. Let's see what
He's like getting every objective on the map. Well, 2600 is a lot more than 2300, and it doesn't give like any extra like stats to
humans made promises.
Like your AD carry at all. It can potentially provide a slow, but
they kept none. There's wild.
You can maybe play around the Azir.
It's just a fury human.
Okay. Yeah, I can do Fiddle next game, and if you want to donate for the Vel'Koz, I can do Vel'Koz. That's fine. I mean, hell, I guess I can do Shen if someone wants to donate for Shen. $20 is $20.
My ladies.
If I lose the games, whatever, we can get back in there. That's fine.
I do not wish to kill the world. I want them to hear the music.
Enemy double kill.
Where's he getting fed?
My charm. How is that
destroyed?
I'm not even sure if we can. Some of this might be warded.
I'll just put that there.
I don't think the two of us can deal with it.
I'm so fine, I gotta kiss myself.
Oh my god. He didn't follow through. If he just followed through, I was going to ult, flash, E onto him, and then W the gen. But he abandoned it after the flash. That was rough. Honestly, I might need to just go like Frozen Heart here.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been
I need
slain.
movement speed though.
Our magic is a fury. It is a song you cannot resist.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I mean, Azir is doing pretty well. Maybe we can just win around the Azir. I don't know. How the hell did he even get there? No, they don't have any AP. Locket's a huge waste of the magic resist, I think. Yeah, and my build doesn't have any bonus HP in it, hardly. Yeah, the shield would be nice, but like, I think Frozen Heart's probably better. They have like 3 auto attack 80 carries.
I got freedom. I got a lady. I got a cause I die for. That's who I am.
Yeah, but it still like the cost efficiency still matters. Like you're wasting like 1,500 gold on magic resist on that item. Something like that. Maybe not that much, but it's a lot. It's like, isn't it like 60 magic resist?
It's all filthy and dangerous.
Let's go, Shen.
And that's why I love it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, we'll do Sadie. No. Hey, hey. I'm trying to climb on top of the computer. Yeah, you can sit up there. Oh, did I take your seat, Sadie?
Magic isn't supposed to be safe.
She likes the backpack over there, but this Yi's gonna be a huge problem. Yeah, I still think that the on hit and the Blader and King Yi is probably the way to go.
Humans call it battle. It's just a dance.
Can we kill this idiot? Like, holy crap.
Your turret has been destroyed.
He's like diving this tower, like 5 different flashes and dashes, completely ignoring Misfortune, and she still can't kill him. Doesn't have a single armor item.
I'm here.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Champion's so stupid.
Aced.
I don't think Yas is broken. He's alright. It's the Master Yi that's winning in this. The Jin, like, their bot lane was good, but then their Master Yi is who's, like, carrying them right now. This Yasuo is really not doing anything. He ran me down for that one play, but that was mostly, like, incompetence from Misfortune more than, like, good play from him. What's up, Tate? Now, a tough night in rank so far. Damn, they had sub 50% win rates on those champs too, and they just murdered us bot lane. I mean, I was a part of that. Because I didn't dodge that bubble early. And then I should have just backed. Okay, let me give the cat a piece of food, grab a drink real quick. And then we'll get these games in. So we've got Fiddlesticks first, and then Shen. Oh, by the way, they did delay the patch until Thursday, which is why I didn't do patch notes or tier list today. While we're setting this up, I'm gonna grab the student email. Student just had a really quick email.
You don't have the heart for this.
Did I not? I don't... Oh, when was this? Okay. Wait a sec. Yeah, I guess Fiddle with Caitlyn can work. God, I just really hate going against... I'm very tempted just to ban Kha'Zix. The champion is so frustrating if he gets ahead. I mean, he's total trash if he's behind. We'll just run it this way. It's probably fine. That up in a second.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay, I can go ahead and
30 seconds
bought
until
this.
minions spawn.
Oh, she should have gone Klepto top against Poppy, I think, as Vayne.
My master.
Alright, let me VOD this. Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Stretch Professor. Today we're doing a little Fiddlesticks support action, so special thanks to Juan for the generous donation. Oscar asks, do you max Q or E with Fiddle? E. It's your poke, it's your push, and it's your damage in team fights. I have tried the Q max, but your damage is really anemic without it. E actually ends up doing quite a lot when you consider how many times it bounces in a team fight. I would say at least 3 points.
To our end.
At least 3 points in Q, and then you can start maxing Fear after that if you want to. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I thought it was going to stick with him. Fiddlesticks is like, if you're going to play Fiddle with Ashe, it's alright, because... Or with Caitlyn, it's alright. Because it kind of doubles down on the push. This Caitlyn needs to actually walk up and auto-attack these minions. Because I don't want to take her CS. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to take her CS. Like, we cannot get pushed in as Caitlyn. So they hit level 2 first because Caitlyn didn't auto-attack minions at all. Which shouldn't happen. Like, they better not win this lane. It's like Janna, Ashe. I mean, Ashe is good at pushing, but like Janna, not so much. And like, Fiddlesticks in tower is terrible. Like, you just don't have any way to fight back. Like, you need to be pushing them into their tower and, you know, harassing them with your E. This has got to be an auto-filled 80 carry. This is going to be rough. During the laning phase, Fiddlers doesn't have a plan D. Like, because the minions are going to get partially hurt off of your harass also, and so like if they come rolling up into the tower, you know, with partial damage on them, then that makes it really hard to last hit under tower. Like right here, we're going to lose all of these. Potentially. She did get one of them, which is good, but... Yeah, I mean, Fiddle Kate should be one of the most powerful push lanes you could draw up. Like other than maybe Karma, Fiddle pushes really hard. As I always say with Caitlyn, every time we see her on the stream, she's an early game champ. You have to be aggressive. You have to pretend that you're playing Draven, just a worse version of Draven. Ivern gonna come down here? Ivern, come down, bro. Oh, I ran out of mana. Thought I had the mana for a drain. We probably still couldn't have killed him even without the drain, but... I would not call Janna a lane bully. She shouldn't be. I mean, you can spam your W and do... you can bully out, a Tom Kench or something, but... I don't think so. You put Janna up against something like a Zyra or a Nami or a Sona, you'll see who gets bullied.
The end is near.
An ally has been slain.
Or you should, in theory. I mean, she doesn't have a heal. Her shield is on like 18-second cooldown.
Yes, my master.
With a really low base number, and it decays if you're maxing W in lane. It's like, yeah, your W does like point-click damage, but so does Sona, so does Nami, so does Soraka. Yeah, but the Ashe was not close enough. I couldn't really get close enough to flash on the Ashe. And the Janna's gonna peel. And the Janna actually does do more damage than the Ashe does at that point with her W. So it's like, yeah, she's more of a lane bully than like Tom Pinch or Braum probably, but I would not say she's in like the top couple of tiers in terms of bully early. Compared to other options. I might be dead here.
To our end.
Damn it.
Yes.
Hey, thanks, Chris. She's gonna like flash ignite me or something. I'm gonna have to give up these plates. I mean, she's bullying us in this lane, but I think a large part of it is we are not playing this lane correctly.
Shut down.
She should not be in a position to bully us. She should have been in her tower the entire time. If Caitlyn just like auto attacked the wave and just threw a Q at it every now and then as it was walking up. Like, Caitlyn should be able to outpush the Ashe, or at least put up similar push to Ashe, and then I push way harder than Janna does. I mean, if Janna like full charges her tornado and throws it through the minion wave, yeah, she can push pretty well, but she's not doing that. Most Jannas don't do that. Well, I mean, you should be playing Janna aggressively, like, in this lane. If Caitlyn's going to just hand you the lane, if Caitlyn's going to play, like, max range all the way on the back foot the entire time, then yeah, you can walk up and spam W's on people as Janna. Fiddle doesn't have a shield, traditionally. What was the shield comment about? Probably. Caitlyn can be good if you get to like 6 items. But yeah, she's really bad in the mid game because her attack speed's so slow. Oh, we're gonna have to sell this and just get boots. Just get run over. Not a lot. Oh, someone talking about Ardent? You can go Ardent because of Font of Life if you want to. If you fear them and someone auto-attacks, that heal from Font of Life counts as a heal from you, so it would trigger Ardent Sensor. It's not something you get all the time on Fiddle, but it's something that you can get on Fiddle. You can do that on champions like Gragas also. which once again, not something you do all the time, but in theory, because we have a Caitlyn and a Vayne, if they were both decent and we actually played this lane the right way, and we were up 20 CS, then maybe I could do Ardent to help like push us through. I mean, Caitlyn's just bad guy. Don't play Caitlyn unless you like are an extremely good AD carry and like put up a ton of harass early, all this stuff. Just don't play Caitlyn. Really, just don't play Caitlyn if you're under diamond. Honestly, it's a good rule of thumb. Because most people just try to farm off with her, like kind of like this guy's doing, and just play like super safe and hang out, and you just end up getting wrecked. I'm gonna die. I shouldn't even, because I have no escapes, so I can't even try to save her in these situations. They're so far ahead, we just die. Like, if you're gonna play kind of like the AFK farm jungler, you should play Jinx. Or AFK farm AD carry, you should just play Jinx. I can't kill him through Janna if I ult either. If you're wondering why I didn't just immediately ult that, Janna has 2 different ways to interrupt it. And even if I get the ult off, she's just gonna like heal through it and blow me back. You know. Fiddle's fine, but he definitely can get stuffed by enchanters unless you get, just like most AP supports, unless you get really far ahead early, they're gonna outperform you later. Yep, got interrupted.
Enemy killing spree. Your turret has been destroyed.
Vayne is something you actually can win with in lower elo, because Vayne like is one of those you just farm up, scales to late, and you just like auto attack. Hey, what's up, Peter?
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, Poppy's W kind of stuffs Vayne stumble pretty well, I suppose. Well, the problem is she started off staying too far behind the minions in the lane, and now she's like really far up. She's just always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Our mid laner's getting smashed. It's a tough one. I'm shocked to see Poppy and Plat. We've seen a lot of Poppy recently, and Poppy apologists.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Poppy's like the dwarfs, kind of, from Total War Warhammer. Just like everybody loves her. It's like people's champ, but in many situations, especially in like multiplayer, it's just not that strong, at least historically. Well, you don't know if I'm going to lose it or not, Mike. Oh, you mean for me to lose a ranked game for $20? Well, for me, it kind of is. I mean, I can get the elo back. I know people like to see variety on the channel in general, you know. And this is like a good excuse for me to have a bit more variety. I don't think, we're not going to kill her. I guess I'd need to go Fear here. Yeah, I mean, I like to give variety to people. It is fun to play different stuff, too. Sure, yeah, you can ask some Warhammer stuff if you want, Peter. We're never killing that Poppy. Yeah. At first I thought you meant it was not worth for someone else. But you're saying it's not worth it for me. Okay. Nah, it is. Every now and, you know. It is. I can get the elo back, and money certainly does help out a ton. I mean, yeah, Doug's kind of right, where it's like, I don't think Fiddle helps a lot, but at the same time, I'm not sure if we win this game, no matter which AD carry I played. or which support I played. Well, I mean, top lane got obliterated also. Mid lane got obliterated. Mid lane's down 20 CS. Top lane is like 1 and 5. Jungle's Ivern. Like, Ivern jungle, in theory, is supposed to be pretty strong. Well, I don't know if I'm being conservative with fear.
Thank you, Grumps.
Shut down.
Fear me.
Guys, please don't talk about, like, just that kind of stuff on the channel. I'm afraid it's going to get, like, flagged or demonetized by YouTube, talking about, like, paramilitary gear and things like that. Buying bulletproof vests and things like that in an age of, like, you know, school shootings and all that kind of stuff. I know those things in and of themselves are not bad. I just don't want any potential, like, backlash. People are just so, like, sensitive about that stuff these days. If you're just talking about hunting or normal guns, that's fine. But, like, start talking about, like, how can I lace up for, like, you know, combat in the streets or that type of thing.
The end is near.
Or you don't need a bulletproof vest when you're hunting. Unless you're hunting people, which, once again, not something I want to get into. I might start banning causing, honestly. I'm just so tired of playing this. It feels like every time it's on the enemy team, it's just like 10-0.
Executed.
Okay. Peter asks,
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
I said something about Warhammer 3. I'm not sure, honestly. Like, my guess is going to be centered around Chaos. They've already gone through most of their like, most of the main factions they've already gone through. Vampire Coast was already kind of a fan fiction sort of thing. It wasn't, like, canonical, but I thought they did a really good job on it, and I wish they would do more fan fiction type of stuff. So there aren't any more, like, from what I understand, I'm not like a tabletop, you know, Warhammer expert, but from what I understand, they've done most of their factions that they can do. They've done all of the ones that have, like, large army books and things like that. So what they have left are different, like, more nuanced versions of Chaos. So, like, different factions of Chaos. Around each one of the major 4 Chaos gods. It's like Khorne, Nurgle. I can't remember the other ones. The Watcher guy. So they could do, like, their 4 release factions could be just 4 different versions of Chaos. I personally feel like that would be kind of on the lame side. Other things they could do would be like Chaos Dwarves are rumored to be that way. I've heard that like that space to the right of the major mountains. I forgot what that mountain pass is, but on the old world map, that would be the place where they're gonna do a lot of the Warhammer 3 stuff.
Fear me.
So I would say that Chaos Dwarves are a pretty high probability. I would say like an Ogre Kingdoms type of thing is a pretty high probability. They have a small like army book. So like Ogre Kingdoms, Chaos Dwarves, Araby. But Araby would like, they're a New World faction, I think. They're kind of like an Arabic sort of faction. They already have like places for them. I thought they would do a DLC with Araby in Warhammer 2, but maybe they'll save that for Warhammer 3. I don't know. Amazons could potentially be a faction. There's like some kind of Asian themed faction. I don't remember what it is, but like with samurais and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of it's gonna be like, you know, a lot of it's gonna be like created by Creative Assembly, kind of like Vampire Coast. It wasn't like an official type of faction, right? Like there was some with them, but there wasn't a lot.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Oh, there could be halflings. They could still do something like make some other factions like some kind of like DLC for Kislev or like the Southern Realms. Yeah, if I had to guess, it's probably Chaos, Chaos Dwarves, Ogres. Those are like the 3 most likely. A vicious camel. Well, I mean, I guess at least we're only losing 15 all the way down. Alright, we'll wait a second here. Let me, So, sorry I haven't been able to put up a good show for you lately, Juan. These games, I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. We just get totally stomped in some of these games. Okay, I'll go ahead and put us in queue here. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, mutant. Huh. Hey, thanks, Peter. Yeah, I have a bunch of episodes on that. I'll release one after the stream tonight, and I'll keep going for a while on it. I would like to at least kill Attila a couple of times. We'll see. It's not getting a ton of views, though. I was kind of worried about that with historical titles. I mean, I don't have a reputation for the historical titles yet. But I will post up at least what I have. I think I have at least 10 other episodes recorded, so I'll try to do some more. But yeah, it is. That's kind of what I was afraid of. Like, people have asked me to do older Total Wars, like Medieval and some of these other ones, but they do get significantly less views than Warhammer. Tempted to ban Cossacks, but
You don't have the heart for this.
But yeah, it is a lot of fun. It was cool to play it. Hey, what's up, Mutant? Yeah, we're kind of on pace for that. I think we've lost every game today. I think we're 0-3 or 0-4. Hopefully we get some more. I think there's a decent chance they could do a 40K Total War. I think they should do more non-historical stuff with the Total War platform. Like a Total War Middle-earth or, I don't know. There's got to be some good universes out there they could explore. Okay, we're doing Shin this time. Per the donation.
A demonstration of superior judgment.
I'm kind of okay with someone dodging there. Dude, they need Total War Game of Thrones. Holy crap, that would be so sweet. Dude, that'd be like instant money. And just like, yeah, they could even bring in some of these other like fan fiction things. And they could even add in like more magic and more monsters and things like that. I am... Vanderbilt is in the middle of the state. I'm on the east side of the state, so probably like 3.5 hours. No, Tennessee's very cheap. It's got to be one of the cheapest places in the country. I mean, not like, probably like Montana cheap or something, but like, as far as like a mix of like decent urbanization and price, I think being near the Appalachian Mountains in either Tennessee or North Carolina is very cheap. Did I ever duo with Double Lift? Hell no. He wouldn't duo with me, man. I'm nowhere close. I wouldn't even be in a game with him. I mean, I'm sure he's probably a cool guy to hang out with, but no. He's like the biggest celebrity in NA for League of Legends, basically. It's possible maybe like at some point he was on a Smurf or something and I played with him. I don't know. I didn't identify him. I played with Tyler 1 on my team one time. I didn't realize it until like I think halfway through the game someone told me it was Tyler 1 Smurf. He was playing Draven. I still don't know if that's like 100% true, but that's everyone in the chat was telling me that when I was a much smaller channel. That was like right after season 6, I think, when I was Diamond. Oh, dueling with a history teacher. No, I'm an English teacher. Oh, Sneaky might be bigger than Double Lift. I don't know. They're both pretty big, but yeah, no. I'd have to be at least high Diamond before I'd have any chance of like even being in a game with him. But yeah, the South is really cheap in general. Most places in the South are very cheap compared to most other places in the country. Midwest is pretty cheap too, but as far as like the coastal places, South's pretty cheap. There's no income tax in Tennessee. There's a high sales tax, but there's no income tax. There's like a pretty good chunk of stuff to do. Like you're close to the mountains. You're like within a reasonable distance to a beach. I mean, it's like 5 hours to Myrtle Beach. He has Weaves on his side. I don't know. I don't know who's the biggest. Double Lift is a big personality though. For a peasant like me. I guess was Van Lucian.
You don't have the heart for
this. Sneaky creeps me out. Sneaky'd be pretty fun to hang out with. It's totally possible Shen could cause some dodges.
A demonstration of superior judgment.
Shen does occasionally get played by some like pro level supports, but that's like a much higher level of coordination. I mean, it's not like he's unplayable. I'm gonna have to U.GG this one. Assume it's Aftershock. I'm kind of blanking out. Probably like Aftershock Demolish. I don't know about that one. Aftershock Demolish, Bone Plating. Does he have a heal? I guess his shield. I didn't think he had a personal shield anymore. Yeah, people are dodging because of the Shin support, I think. I mean, you do get a small shield on other people, but oh, it's his passive. See how often I've played Shin since his rework. It is 14% of bonus health.
You don't have the heart for this.
Yeah, I mean, pro builds is good, but sometimes for some, like, obscure champions, then it's just not gonna, like, just no one's gonna play it in at pro level. Yeah, someone dodged the last game. Someone's dodged 2 games in a row. Shin support's very off meta right now. Picking it into Sona's probably a death sentence, but
A demonstration of superior judgment.
I mean, if I can taunt Flasher, you know, maybe we can get a kill on her. Guess that can work. We're gonna need second win for this, and then I think Overgrowth's probably better than Revitalize, or Unflinching. I don't think Unflinching affects Suppress. Could be wrong about that, but. Yeah, Pro Builds is good. I mean, I use both of them, as you saw there. Pro Builds kind of gives you a larger sample size among sort of like the peasant population, and then Pro Builds is for like elites. So, you know, it's good to because sometimes some things, like, people build them certain ways, or like they're just better at higher elo than they are in like other more standardized, like platinum and lower. This game's going to be really hard to win. Volibear, we got to close this out fairly early, but we don't have a good, I mean, like, I can't help Caitlyn push, really. I'm just going to sit there and watch her and just try to soak Sona shots during the laning phase, probably. So it's going to be hard to push them in. And then Sona and Ezreal are going to outscale us. Trinimir's going to outscale Volibear.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
With balanced steps.
I don't know why everyone's playing Caitlyn these days. Just play Draven. If you like Caitlyn, just play
There is no
Draven.
dispute.
It's just a way better version. No. If they see you, stop what you're doing.
Minions have spawned.
From the shadows.
I don't think Kate's easier than Draven. Not, like, in terms of, like, actually being effective on her. Like, yeah, if you just want to, like, AFK farm as Caitlyn, sure, but that's failing.
Press on.
That's a failure. I'd say that Draven has way, way more power in the laning phase. I'd, like, much rather have a Draven. Draven's almost always at least play aggressively. Like, Caitlyn's getting baited into just trying to farm off.
Headshot.
Tread carefully.
God, get this!
Our wills align.
First blood.
So I go. There is no
Boom. Headshot.
with balanced steps. The shadows.
Okay.
Without a sound.
Like, why are you pinging me, bro? You missed your trap, you missed your net, you missed your Q.
An enemy has been slain.
Immediately.
I'm not getting into this. This kid missed all of his stuff on Caitlyn, and he wants to ping me. Doesn't hit his trap, doesn't hit his net, doesn't hit his Q. Better ping the support. I'm not sure. Cooldown damage, so the taunt duration doesn't change. Yeah, I think I just maxed this. Well, that's all I got. We got to wait on flash cooldown again.
With balanced steps.
Headshot.
Marvel attack!
It's like, oh, you don't like missing hits under tower? Why don't you auto attack the wave so we don't get pushed in? Why don't you use some of that mana that you have, since you have a full mana bar on some Qs so that you don't get pushed in?
Blast him, Gauntlet!
Oh, I'm missing CS under tower. How is it possible? Is there any way I could possibly not get pushed in a tower when I'm playing Caitlyn? I don't understand the E taunt. I guess the taunt duration goes down, or the cooldown goes down on it.
With balanced steps.
Well, Caitlyn is just one of those champions that's gonna inspire, like, it's just gonna attract dumb players that want to rage and blame other people because they don't understand why they're not winning on Caitlyn, because they don't understand how Caitlyn works. They're like, what? I'm even in CS. Like, it's like, dude, it's not enough. We don't know where the jungler is. I think E went on the top side, but he could have recalled. I'm saving the materializer for like a cannon that's going to be difficult to get, or like after we get a kill if we really want to push. Okay, yeah, he's top side.
An enemy has been slain.
Ezreal doesn't have any mana. We might be able to punish him here.
Immediately.
Do they see this? Hopefully they don't see this line. I'm not sure if they do or not.
Our wills align.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh.
So I go.
Yeah, I know Draven people can be bad too, but
Killing spree.
like the thing is, like Draven, like often Draven players at least know how to play aggressive and like influence a lane. I'm not sure, Peter. We'll see if somebody else donates for one or not. Yeah, I missed it. It's got a really slender hitbox. The last time I played Shin support was probably like March of 2018 or something.
Without a sound.
This is partially why it's important to
With balance.
she's too far back. Can't make a play off of that. Why it's important to play like similar champs a lot, you know, so that you get the hang of their animations and their hitboxes and all that kind of stuff.
Press on. So I go.
No. Kale rework is not a support. Anything that requires you to have a lot of levels is not intended to be a support, I don't think. Like, her main thing is her, like, she powers up as she gets levels, her new passive. It's kind of like Ornn. I mean, Ornn, I guess, kind of can work as support, but I'm not seeing it. I'll have to know her exact numbers, her cooldowns, all that kind of stuff.
Our wills align.
Shut down.
From the shadows.
I mean, if she does, like, a lot of damage, but I assume they're not going to try to balance her around being a support. Did he flash out? Oh my gosh. Is he actually going to get away?
Without a sound.
Watching that up there. Graves got him, right? Right? Oh my god.
With balanced steps.
Volibear's getting obliterated.
Immediately.
There's Lee. Like, she'd have to have really low cooldowns and, like, a really high heal to probably be a support. Like, right now, she doesn't support because she needs a lot of gold. She's an auto-attack champion, and it looks like that's what they're making her out to be in this patch, too. Anything that, like... And so she's going to be budgeted towards auto-attacks. You know, like, that's where they're going to be spending most of her power level. Most of her character points, you know, if you want to think of that. You don't want something that's like... I think Shen might... Lee might come around that corner and dive us right here. That piece of garbage. He just chose to get the dragon. I mean, I guess if they get that tower, it's probably worth, but... Once again, going even in CS, not ideal.
There is no dispute.
He's getting all kinds of, like, free items, too, Klepto, so he's ahead of us.
Without a sound.
An ally has been slain.
From the shadows. Immediately.
I don't think it's gonna be good though. New Kale.
With balance.
Not as support. Maybe as a top laner, maybe. I don't know. It's a lot of it comes down to numbers. Really?
Press on.
It's like the third cannon she's taken, so I guess I have evolved this, but I should just start taking her CS right out from under, but I won't.
Tread carefully.
TP too. Nautilus can be good, yeah. Nautilus is one of the better tanks.
Our wills align.
Actually, let me switch that out. Oh, once again, their jungler's getting all the objectives. But a lot of it's because we're getting smoked bottom, so we don't have any control over anything. Trinimir's proxying. hitbox is so ridiculous on that. The Lee Sin blew him up instantly. I was trying to look to click on him, but it's just so impossible to engage on these two. I mean, I could like flash on the Sona maybe. I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough power.
From the shadows.
I think Sona's just gonna heal through it at this point. And yeah, maybe a Volibear comes down.
Our wills alive.
Double kill. Your turret has been destroyed.
Without sound.
Your team has destroyed the turret.
Steps.
Your team has been slain.
We're gonna get hugged here. Trying to auto him for the slow
From the shadows.
with Q, but he E'd right when I flashed.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed the turret.
Tread carefully. So I go.
Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Oh. Oh, Volibear, what the? He's gonna jump away, man. It's so easy to like outplay the 10s on. Come on, dude. Now we're trolling. Push wave. That guy's flat. Oh, it doesn't actually sell for anything. Okay, let me get one more cloth armor here. Can't tolerate norms. I don't know. I don't mind normal games that much. This isn't a norm. This is actually ranked. Okay, forward.
Press on.
Oh, okay. Rather suffering ARAMs. Okay, fair point. We'll just sell those. It's kind of dumb, but I should have used them on something earlier. I was just saving them for when we really needed a push.
Tread carefully.
But having the null magic's probably better right now. Who died? Caitlyn, of course. Damn, and Graves. How do they get caught? Oh, they tried to go for Dragon without the rest of the team. Okay. They got really greedy.
There is no dispute.
I have ult. You can't be out that far with 2 people dead, bro.
Our wills.
We're still not in like a super comfortable position, even though we've won the last couple of fights. Because our team comp. Like the Sona's gonna outscale like real hard. Trendimir's already outscaling forward. We don't have a good answer for this Trendimir. Now, Trendimir is kind of like soft hinting, but it doesn't matter if we don't capitalize on his mistakes.
Press on. With balanced steps.
Sona's up. I'm not gonna get mated. I thought about flash taunting the Malzahar, but it would just be trading like flash for a Azrael's about to kill everybody. Whoa, what? Hey, thanks, Peter. I appreciate it. I don't even know what to get next. Could get something like Redemption just for team fighting.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Tread carefully.
Oh, it was a stolen flash. From the Graves? I thought the Graves flashed. It was Graves. Graves flash, not, what's her name? Graves can't steal flashes?
From the shadows.
I could go Gargoyle, but I'm not really dying. Like, I'd rather have something for the team. They have so much wave clear and disengage. We don't have any engage. It's basically, Volibear just runs at them, and that's our engage. I mean, he's gonna get our damn base. Jesus Christ, we gave him a free inhibitor. It's like, dude, fight him. Oh, we just gave him a free dragon and a free inhibitor. And that's what happens when they have a superior split pusher. They have a Volibear. So they're gonna get dragon, inhibitor, and 2 towers. Because of our team comp, and because Volibear didn't back. So, like, his stat line looks alright, you know? He's like 8-3, but that play right there, him not backing and trying to force that fight instead, is like the biggest throw on the game so far. And no one even died on our team for it. It was a
With honor.
bloodless, hard throw. Like, if he backs, I can ult onto him if he fights the Tryndamere. But, like, there's no way, like, the only way we fight is if they, like, check a bush or something. Like, with them staring us down mid lane like that, we're not going to be able to fight him. We're not getting on the Ezreal. We're not wave clearing through Malzahar, probably. That's just why I tell people not to play tanks top most of the time. Because if you get in a late game and you're against a fighter top lane, a Camille, a Fiora, or a Volibear, you can't 1v1 them anymore, and they get a big split push advantage. And it's just so hard to deal with that unless the enemy team really screws up hard. See, they're just gonna keep running away.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. An enemy
we have to get an inhibitor. Like, we're winning the fights, but we're losing the game. Doesn't matter. And that's Volibear! Ha-ha! Great champ. We might... Do we get Baron? I guess we get Baron off this. I guess we stalled him. I mean, part of that is not Volibear's fault as a champion. It's the Volibear tried to run in, and he thought he was going to get the Ezreal with Iceborne and, like, a Sona sitting there healing him. So, you know, to be fair, a lot of that is player error there, and not the champion's fault, but... Ultimately, it wasn't that bad that we died. We did get the Baron anyways. We did get one inhibitor. The bad thing is that he never backed and we lost the 2 inhibitors. That's the really bad thing. Dying there, as long as they don't get Baron off of it, is not terrible. Kills don't really matter unless they turn into objectives, especially at this point in the game. We're gonna lose this game, like, and we're gonna be up 10 kills. Because of our team comp. Because I can't heal and keep up with Sona in team fights. I can't engage and start fights. We can't win split push. Like, we can get kills, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Sona is just going to heal through the fights because we don't have enough burst damage. We can't get on Ezreal, and we can't get on Sona and kill her, so she just wins every team fight, and Tryndamere wins every split push. So yeah, I mean, we were up 10 kills. Doesn't matter. Still lose the game. Had some good-looking KDAs, you know. On the, like, Shen, I was doing all right. I was like 3-3 and 12 or something. You know, Volibear was like 8-5 and something. But at the end of the day, composition matters. Yeah, we tried, Matt. Sorry, buddy. Couldn't get you a win. We had to play it virtually perfectly, and then even if we did, it would have still been very hard to win. Even if Volibear didn't int right there. I mean, if he went back and protected all of our inhibitors from the Shen, and just every time my ult was up, you know, he pushed and made a play, or like he matched the Tryndamere, and like I ulted onto him and we killed the Tryndamere, like maybe we could do it, but that requires like actual knowledge of macro by Volibear, which was rough. Sadie, don't even start. Just go lay down somewhere. Caitlyn. Like, I played so well as Caitlyn. I got caught every few seconds, and the Shin bailed me out. Like, had to use his ult on me like 3 times instead of using it on our Volibear, so we have some semblance of an engage. I'm gonna report her. I'm sure she was talking trash all game. Oh, we're not P1, we're P2. Yeah, I've played Earth before. I don't usually play the for fun game modes on stream. Most people really like to see ranked instead. I don't think a specific champ would cheer me up. I mean, we're on a 6-game loss streak, guys. I'm not going to be, like, super excited about that. We'll win some games. We'll get back in there, but... Probably Nami. Five-game loss streak. On 6. And we won a lot yesterday. We're like 4 or 5-1 yesterday. In ranked. 4-1. 4-0 for support. Or 3-0 for support. Well, it's not about his kit being solid. It just like it doesn't. It's a problem in solo queue because you get outscaled. As I say over and over and over again with peeler tanks, when people ask me about Braum, Tom, Tarek, Shin, all sorts of other stuff, like if there are multiple items in the game, if the game goes long enough to get like 4 items, then you're just gonna get destroyed by things like Sona, Soraka, Janna. All of those things will just outscale you. There's no scaling on Shin hardly as a support. There's no way somebody won literally 100 games in a row. Without like something else, like being duoed with somebody or like something or like super extreme going on. No, he doesn't need a rework. He's just not intended to be played as support. There are some pro players who play things like Braum, Tom, and Shin. Obviously, they can be good. It's because they're in 0 gold economies and they have a lot of team coordination, so scaling doesn't matter as much because the supports are never going to get any items. All they're going to buy is control wards. They're going to get 1 4-ward item, some boots, and like maybe they get 1 ward. But in solo queue, because there's a lot more deaths and games last longer, then you can get more items. And so scaling matters a lot more in solo queue. Yeah, I mean, if he's duoed with like another challenger, you know, 80 carry or something, yeah, I could see it. I could see that maybe happening, but... Shaco's obnoxious. I'm just gonna go with Nami anyways, though.
I decide what the tide.
I mean, that's still impressive, but... Don't want to take away from that. I'm just saying I don't have that same luxury of like calling in, you know, my challenger 80 carry friend to duo with me from, you know, gold up to diamond. But it's probably Vel'Koz support. I guess it could, yeah. I guess it could be Ornn support because Ornn and Renekton don't make sense in top lane. This guy's 33% on Vayne. I guess we're against Ashe, though. Alright, we'll play it. Yeah, I mean, 30-1 is good. It's not 100-0, though. Especially when you're in, like, lower ranks. You know, Apto, like, has some accounts where, you know, he has, like, over a 90% win rate on stuff. Like, you can get really far up there if you're really good in solo queue, but, like, not losing a single game. Highest elo in Chad is probably, fighting Nico, I think, has been as high diamond or masters, I think. Toos is probably high diamond or masters. I think Scott was challenger or masters for a little bit there. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, if you're really good and you're like a challenger level player, like you can have a really high win rate with, you know, almost anything. Especially if you're playing something that's like your main champ, like your one trick champ, and it's actually like pretty good for solo queue, then you can get up there.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn."
Trap Max versus Caitlyn. Yeah, briefly. Hey, that's fine. As long as you're logging in and having some fun with the game, really the rank doesn't matter that much.
Minions have spawned.
Like, you can enjoy the game. You could even enjoy some deep strategy and, like, trying to improve as a player and stuff like that. Even if you're bronze or silver, iron, whatever.
Quit flopping around.
No, it's just like I say, you know, you can still work on your jump shot and want to have some good games when you go down to the YMCA to play some basketball, even if you know you're never going pro. Even if you never made your high school team, you know, for basketball. You can still just want to do better, just to have fun with your friends, just to, you know, just to improve your game.
Swim against the current.
These are some weird comps. That Infinity Edge change was massive for Ashe, though. A really big deal for her. So, like, if Ashe actually rushes Infinity Edge first instead of Bork, she can do quite a bit of sustained damage. She doesn't do a lot of burst damage still, but, like, her sustained damage can be, like, pretty good. She has nice poke in lane. So, like, if she's played correctly and if she doesn't have a lot of, like, jungle pressure on her, then she can be pretty good. Just a better version of Caitlyn right now, I think. Of course, like, what isn't a better version of Caitlyn? But... I should have warded Scuttle. He went blue Scuttle gank. Vi, go get his red. What are you doing? She's just running in circles up there. Is she trying to, like, meet him there? It's too late. You had your chance. Now you just get to walk away with nothing. They pay no penalty for trying that cheese down here. He's not even really down CS. He's down one camp for, like, failing a level 2 cheese gank bottom. He has to keep his entire jungle. And Vi was, like, actually in the jungle. That's annoying. And we're going to be, like, really, really far behind for this whole laning phase after that gank. We don't have flashes, and we're getting pushed into tower now. We're actually getting, like... We're doing all right for a little while there. We're pushing them in. Wow, I can't believe that bounced the horn. Is she actually going to back there? I guess so. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. We're gonna be down so much CS. You rush. Check out my Ashe video if you haven't watched the Ashe video. It's because of how Ashe scales with crit. Basically, it makes your auto attacks do 50% more damage when you complete IE. Like, that's why. And it has a lot of AD on it. Because Ashe's passive makes crit basically turn into bonus on hit damage. Instead of, like, actually a crit. Every 1% crit turns into 1% bonus damage on her auto attack. No, one stop's not that good. But, like, you know, it can work if, you know, off of that Shaco gank and off of a 30% win rate Vayne, it can be alright. But in general, no, there are better choices. Shaco's just going to camp us because we don't have flashes. Yeah, crits also do make her slow stronger. Infinity Edge is way better than Blather and King is against squishy targets and just in solo queue in general. It gives you much more, like, single, like, solo carry potential. Basically, like, I did the math in the video. Like, Blatherin King gives you something like, against most targets you're going to be fighting bot lane, will give you something akin to like 80, like plus 80 damage when you complete it per auto attack, and Infinity Edge gives you something like plus 180.
First blood.
Got his flash. Okay, nice. This Vayne's like doing all right. I mean, she's not doing anything like ridiculously, you know, crazy. And like Shaco did screw us over like pretty hard early game. He's gonna freeze it, but hey, what's up, Mr. Jaldo? Well, I will say in general, you know, try to be like at least constructive. If you have, you know, suggestions. You know, if you have some ideas on how you think I could improve my play, you know, you could make some of those. But you know, just to say something unconstructive like you're bad. You know, we don't really brook hecklers for very long on this channel, so I mean, we'd love to have you here. I'd love to keep you. You know, if you have some ideas on how to play Nami better, feel free to make them. But don't really think there's been anything that's been like bad that I've done. I mean, we got ganked, we lost our flashes. That's all we can really do here is we're just doing the best we can, and Shaco's camping us.
An enemy has been slain.
Shaco's probably on the bot side because he never showed up to that fight. Yeah, the W is single target because the Vayne was at 10% health, buddy. Like, I can't go up and harass with it when Vayne's at 10% health most of the time. And we're low on mana when she went up and autoed. I did E her on that. Did you notice when we pinned Ornn, I put the E on her for the auto attacks? Like, you got to work with what you have, man. We didn't have any fairy charms yet, and we were getting obliterated. And I had to use single target heals on the Vayne because she was like in critical condition. Yeah, it's not ideal, but sometimes you got to work with what you have. Yeah, there's Shaco. See? No, Vayne does need to be playing safe because we're getting camped, guys. Like, Vayne is doing, you know, relatively the best she can given our situation. Like, they're winning the top side of the map because Shaco is camping us. Dude, I know when to use my E on things, man. Trust me.
My people are counting on me.
Do it that way. Oh, he wanted me to push the wave? I don't know. I don't know why everybody has a problem. It's like, just play the game. Like, what the hell? I'm doing all right in this game. I thought he meant bubble the Ornn. I'm like, Shaco could be there. We have no vision. They're obviously going to be there. Like, Ashe would not opt into that fight if they are not going to be there. I'm probably dead for this. Yeah, I'm dead. I should have just left her to die. Like, Ashe is not going to walk up and try to all-in right there if nobody's there. Like, Shaco's going to be there, or a TP, or something. So I should have just left her dumbass to die.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get Mobies because the map's going to open up here.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Hey, what's up, Shunblade? Okay, she wanted to push it out there. I don't know.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Ew, wait.
If he did mean push the wave, I could have maybe pushed the wave before we backed with the W. I mean, this is why grammar's important. Like, this is why you need subjects and sentences. I just play whatever I think gives me a good chance to win. And for those of you that didn't like the Recon, you know, you're going to like it now because Recon's not that great. But there are people that like Recon that really don't want to see me play enchanters like, you know, Nami, Sona, Janna. It's just cyclical. Hey, thanks for the sub, little Grimmy. Or Grimmery, I appreciate it. They didn't throw, per se. I mean, we've been out playing them since, like, minute 1. Well, no, that Shaco gank did screw us over pretty hard, to be fair, in the bot lane. That did hurt. But for the most part, I think we've been playing better than them consistently through this game. I think I've had to mute like every 80 carry tonight. I mean, that'll happen when you're on a lost streak for sure, but I don't know. Gotta be a little careful with Shaco here. I do have my flash if I get caught, but I don't think I walked over any wards. That's what it is. Oh, okay. I got you, Shun. Well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, that is the nice thing about League is they do change the meta. Like, they don't try to aim for perfect total balance at all times because that's impossible. Like, you can't have variety and have balance. What terrible Nami play. But they keep it cycling, they keep it fresh, so that gives me a chance, you know, to play AP supports, to play enchanters, you know, to play tanks sometimes. So, I guess we'll go with this. We still have the option of either going Ardent Sensor or Redemption here. I kind of want some protection against that Shaco. I feel like I need some kind of armor, but muting is not harsh. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to get distracted. Like, you don't really lose much by muting people anyways. Like, when does anyone say anything that's really that valuable in text in games? Like, the only thing usually that's, like, not rage, it's just niceties, right? Which is good. Like, good job, man. You know, that type of thing. That's good. But it's very rare that someone explains something to you in text that they can't explain in pings. Like, the only reason that historically I, you know, recommended not muting was so that I could talk people out of raging. So it wasn't anything positive, it was just trying to, like, take away a negative. Oh, Vi, go on him, Vi, go on him, Vi. Okay, we gotta get out of here. They're all gonna be there. I didn't see who that was, but it's definitely a lot of people there. Alright, I'm just going back middle with the 80 carries. But I just don't want to get distracted by their nonsense. I might do Redemption. I don't know. Like, Ardent is very good with Vayne, but, like, Redemption gives me health, which gives me a bit more survivability against Shaco. And it scales extremely well with, scales very well with, the Fiends. Well, you just don't even lose anything by muting most of the time. Like, if it's distracting you, if it's, like, taking away from your ability to play, like, the best game you can play, then you should just mute. Even if it's someone that, in theory, if it was someone that was saying really funny stuff, you know, that was, like, super entertaining and distracting or something like that, you know, you might want to listen in on that. That, like, never happens hardly, but you might want to listen on that because it's funny. But if you, like, start joking around and typing back to them, you know, and, like, going along with some joke or whatever that's going on, you can still get distracted, and you'll actually lower your chances of winning there, in theory. But that's, like, the opposite of what usually happens. If it's, like, overwhelmingly positive and, like, captivating, you know, text that's nevertheless still distracting, it could be a problem. But oh. Sadie, chill. Well, that's right, Oscar, but I mean, there's a reason that I play the champions that I play in a current meta, is because I think they're really strong. But, you know, I do appreciate the $20 definitely. It's definitely worth even a loss to me for $20 for sure, because I can get it back. It's fine. You know, $40 buys a lot of diapers, though. So, buys a lot of chalky milk. Devane was doing pretty well for the most part, yeah. But she can do well without saying anything. Okay, let me give the cat a piece of food. She's trying to be polite. I'll be back in a second. Sadie. Oh yeah, $100 definitely helps as well. Hey, Prof, what makes Corky a mediocre bot laner? He doesn't have any steroids in his kit. So he doesn't have anything that gives him extra AD or anything that gives him extra attack speed. And I think he has pretty low base attack speed as well. Like, his base stats are just pretty bad. Like, he's mostly like a caster. It's like his spells do most of his damage. That's why he gets played in mid lane sometimes with like Trinity Force. There's been like in the last few years, if he ever gets played, it's in mid lane. Just because other champs are going to have steroids in their kit. They're going to have something that gives them attack speed or whatever. His base attack speed is pretty low also. Yeah, it starts at 0.63, which is on the low side. Caitlyn's slower, but his Phosphorus Bomb is pretty easy to dodge. His stuff costs a lot of mana, too, relative to how much damage it does. It's like, his costs are just bad. It's like 100 mana for his Valkyrie on a 20-second cooldown. His Gatling gun, I believe, requires you to be pretty close. I guess 600 is not like super close, but he's basically a short range mage that like occasionally, you know, will do some auto attacks. Ranked is working. This is ranked. At least for Sona was pretty good. Yeah, Sona is still really good. I just feel like right now I like Nami for the types of AD carries that are getting played. And like the types of champs. Like, if we go into a more full-on tank meta after the Conqueror changes next patch, you know, if we start getting some tanks in the jungle more often, I think Sona's unsafe, yeah. Because she has to get close. Sorry to hear that, Tate. Me too, buddy, me too. Her ranges are a lot lower. I don't know. I mean, that's propelled me faster than anything else so far. 60% win rate on Sona and Nami. It depends, though. I mean, risk is risk. If it works out a lot, but... Damn it, I really hate going against Yi right now, though. If they didn't have Yi, this would be a really good Sona game. But with Yi, it feels kind of dicey. Do Lulu here.
Please take me.
Damn it, I should have taken exhaust, though. I mean, Ignite's not terrible, but having an exhaust for Yi would be good. Are we dropping frames? Oh crap, I forgot to end that recording from a while ago. What? What's going on? It doesn't say we're dropping frames. We drop frames for like 1/10 of a second or something. No internet. It says we have internet right here.